Hello everyone, Zellarinth here, and it looks like everything has been officially announced, and they're showing everything that's going to be coming out now in Girls Frontline 2 for the next event called Rhapsody Quartet. So we've already gone over, but we already know Macchiato is the main limited unit coming out alongside with her weapon. And then they also show all the banners, so we can see that Macchiato's banner is really good. Not only because she's a good unit to get for your ice team to pair well with Suomi, but it's going to have Sharkry and Krolik for the burn side of things. Now, Krolik has kind of already started to fall off for me because on the tier 8 boss, I'm looking to replace her with Vepli, simply so I can get that movement down that she provides, as well as some of her other buffs. But she still has her value because she has that overburn that can trigger Sharkry, so getting dupes of her is just going to make her better and more useful for burn team and other content. And then Sharkry, she's like one of the main burn units for maximizing damage, so of course getting her to V6 if you can on this banner while pulling for Macchiato would be really good. So great banner to pull on. We then also have, which I haven't really discussed yet, the Tololo rate up banner that'll be coming out. Now, one problem with this one is it is a limited rate up type banner. It is not like the standard, and so this one is going to cost limited tickets, not the standard ones, to pull on. And while you can target Tololo, we already know that in the future, in expected February, we will be getting the new rate up standard banner where you'll be able to select one of the standard units that you want to target, and then you have a 50-50 chance of getting them when you pull a SSR on that banner. So you already will be able to get her in that method, as well as the 260 selector. If she's the unit you want, you'll be able to get her on that. So this is an absolute do not pull. I don't unless you're like a super whale who has to max Tololo right now. This is a stay away from banner. Even me being a medium spender, I'm not going anywhere near any banners like this. I'll just save up for the standard and get them there. Then we also have the new Tololo outfit here, so you can kind of see it here. They did have a video of it that kind of showed it from all angles. You can kind of go and take a look at that if you want to see all of it. It's not the best of all the ones that I've seen when you kind of see all the outfits they have, but I think it's the only one that Tololo currently has, and it kind of goes into that beach set, and I will definitely be getting this one. I've already kind of started it by getting Suomi's, so I'm going to guess it's probably going to be around that same price range of like, what was, I think it was the $20 or like a certain amount of the coins. And if you do it through the coins, if you bought it through those, it's usually pretty much discounted to like $10 based on the top ups if you haven't bought all the top ups. So not a bad deal there if you're big into the skins. So we got that, and then this one actually includes it's everything in combat, dorm, and all that. It's not just in specific areas, which you can tell by the little icons here that shows that it's in the dorm and has combat animations there. And then on the last one here, we have the featured event. So this one's already, it's looking pretty good. I haven't seen the details on the specifics of the event, but I'm going to guess it's going to be similar to the one we just had, but it's going to be focused on the story with Macchiato here. And so we'll kind of have to see how that goes. So that's just from December to January 15th. So 3 weeks for that event, just like that. Until the next unit comes out. But the biggest thing here, and the biggest announcement, because I don't think it was confirmed anywhere else, it was only expected because Papasha was announced, but the platoons, or basically the guild system, will be coming out here. And so it will be new campaign available, Radiation Decay, an unstable atomic core begins decay, now it's time to choose. So we have that. And then the platoon system, so commanders can join a platoon after reaching level 20. And then once you're in the platoon, there's a bunch of new content that comes with it, which includes like the guild bosses. And there's a bunch of like different supplies and stuff you can get in there. So that's going to be good. Now, the big thing with it is there's a bunch of stuff you can get in the shop. The biggest thing being Papasha and her weapon. Now, it's going to, from what I understand, take like 6 months to a year to actually V6 both the weapon and Papasha. But right down here, right below it, is the announcement that I didn't even know this was coming. I thought you had to actually get her through the guild system completely. But it looks like there is going to be a login event to just get outright her first copy for free. So we're going to get her early, because I was expecting it going to take a couple weeks of just farming the guild bosses or the guild event to get her in the first place. But we're getting her right off the bat. And so that kind of changes things with kind of looking at your teams. Because I think she's going to be really good for triggering support actions based on everything her guard and stuff can do. Now, I haven't really I won't be able to know until I get to really test her, because from what I understand, the guard has like its own AI and it can be kind of incompetent, like you see with others. You can't heal it, and it can put itself in bad situations, especially at V0 when you don't have all the extra buffs to it. I don't know how well she's going to work out, but it's an SSR unit that I know if you can learn how to use it correctly, will probably work out really well. And it's just another unit I want to invest in. And it has a really good common key as well. So definitely going to be investing in that. And it's great that we're going to get her right off the bat. Then we have the Fragrance Gift, a limited time event from December 28th to January 1st or January 11th. It doesn't really give the details here. It just says it's a limited time event. Guessing this might be a sign-in type thing or something where you can earn a gift. Probably a fairly easy one, like some of the ones we've seen, where it's just like a small one that give us a little bit of extra stuff there. That will be nice. And then the last one here, I believe, was so it's like a couple little more events here. So start of the year, log in for 7 days to obtain Collapse Piece 1000 from January 1st. So this is it seems like this is kind of similar to the Hoyoverse ones where like every new patch, they give you login rewards over a course of 7 days where you get 10 pulls. Although 1,000's not quite 10 pulls, it's still a good chunk. It's basically 2/3 of a 10 pull. So that's nice there. We'll kind of have to see how much we get through the events and all that. Because I think at this point, after this event and then going into this next event, we should be able to get a good rough estimate of what if you're free to play, a rough estimate of what you could expect in terms of pull currency that you can earn over a month, because we'll basically have gone through 2 events. So this will be really good to see what we can kind of expect for the future in terms of how many pulls we'll get. Then we have Endless Projection, a limited time event, January 2nd to the 16th. Doesn't really give any details there. Hopefully it's something where you can get a decent amount of pulls there. We have another one of the Intelligent Supplies events. So that one was really nice. Just a lot of extra energy. Not only is it good for getting materials, but it's a lot more XP. So you can use that XP to kind of get yourself leveled up quicker. And so with that, I should be able to get into the 50s with that by that point. So I'm hoping to be like mid 50s by the end of this event, or basically the end of this patch. We'll kind of have to see. Because it is exponentially, well, not exponentially, but it is getting larger in how much XP is needed to level it. So it has slowed down quite a bit, just like it always does with gacha games towards the end of the leveling. And then we have another one, Elma Wishing Well, limited time event from January 4th to January 18th. Has a bunch of the standard units here. And then I don't know exactly what's going to come with this, but it could be related to the banner of some sorts. I'm not sure at all. But just another good event. Hopefully we can get a unit out of it. I see a lot of SRs there, but also some SSRs. So who knows what's going to come with that. And then a Neural Survey Vision. So this one, I believe this is the one where you're getting a double amount of items. So another one where you can specifically target specific items to get a double amount by running them. And so I believe that was everything on the post. But yeah, it's looking like it's just going to be another great patch here. Basically have about the same amount of stuff we had with this first one, but now they're adding in the guild system, which has a lot of its own content with that. They will be doing maintenance, it looks like, a little bit earlier here, so we're going to get some compensation for that. But I think that is pretty much everything they have shown here. Yep, there is nothing else new here. So a lot of good stuff coming up. I'm quite excited to kind of get into the next patch. Going to do some polls, and I do plan to do a poll stream once it releases. We'll kind of see how far into it I want to go. I'm thinking I'm going to go over the V1 and her weapon, but I'm kind of still in that decision phase. Kind of the same thing I did with Xiaomi. I did the poll stream with Xiaomi, only went V0, and then after that I kind of like a week later, it's like, ah, crap, I just got to get the V1, got the V1. And then on a stream, the people watching me convinced me to get the weapon. So I just caved and got the weapon, even though I was going to skip it. which is kind of funny because I got the battle pass weapon just for Suomi, and I'm not even using it right now because she's like the only SMG user I'm using. But yeah, we'll kind of see. I'll probably get convinced to do it from my the stream, so we'll kind of see how that works out. But yeah, that's kind of my plans there. And when it comes to the guild or the platoon, I am going to be. So I've already posted on the community tab of my YouTube, but I'm going to be starting a platoon. Basically, I'm just looking for active people that are basically playing daily, and they have to be in the Discord so we can kind of communicate from there. I don't need any super whales, although if you're a whale, it'd be nice. Now, the big thing is you do not start out with the platoon having a max. It can go up to a cap of 50 members in your platoon, but you don't start out at that max, and you actually have to level up. So what I'm probably going to look at is probably try and get the people that are the most active, and especially if I have whales, get them in there first, just so that they can help level us up as quickly as we can, and so that I can get the rest of the people I can in there. And so I'll just continue recruiting until we kind of have that 50 core people, and then we'll kind of go from there. And then maybe we'll see if someone else wants to kind of have like whatever they call it, like a sister guild or a sister platoon to us that wants to start one that can kind of be within our group. Because just because if you don't make it in the platoon because there's a cap doesn't mean I don't want people that can just kind of hang out and talk the guild stuff within my Discord. So we'll just kind of have to see how that works out when it releases. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to be a good patch. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.